Catherine has made her way to the coast and the market town of Lymington. She's here to meet with historian Tim Wander at Lymington Harbour to find out about one of the most important people in the field of communication.
Tim, I don't think we could actually pick a better day and a better setting.
It's absolutely fantastic. Catherine, welcome to Lymington Harbour.
Thank you for having me. We've all heard the name Marconi, but I'd like to know a little bit more, a little bit about the history.
What a man, Guglielmo Marconi. He was a man born in the 19th century with his eyes firmly fixed on the 20th century, born in Bologna in 1874. He's the man who is going to build and create wireless communication. You know it as radio.
Marconi was fascinated by the work of German physicist Heinrich Hertz, who had been experimenting with radio waves. Marconi saw the potential in radio waves for long-range communication, and in 1894, aged just 20, he developed his own wave broadcasting system.
His great advancement was to add an aerial, literally just a wire in the air, and this then gives radio a much greater range. It moves from 40 yards to nearly 2 miles. He demonstrates this in 1894 and 1895 in the valley around his house in Bologna in Italy. His stepbrother firing a shotgun to say the Morse code signals had gone through. And he knew now that he was onto something that was important. But of course the Italian government, the Italian post office, weren't interested.
In 1896, Marconi took his technology to England, and the British Post Office were very receptive to his ideas. At this time, the only way to communicate long distances was by hard-wired telegram. Marconi wanted to be able to transmit to ships at sea, so set about experimenting on the Solent.
If you've been stood here in December 1897, you'd have seen two gentlemen just there. One is a young man, his name is Marconi. He's with his assistant, twice his age, George Kemp, retired petty officer, ex-post office man who will become his lifelong assistant. And they're here negotiating for the use of two Solent paddle steamers. They're called the Solent and the Mayflower because for the next 6 months, those ships will become the birthplace of modern radio communication and for safety at sea.
Marconi's technology was revolutionary, making it possible for ships to communicate for miles with other vessels, changing the face of maritime safety.
Tim, what's this little box in front of us?
Well, this is a Morse code demonstrator training unit from the 1920s. So Marconi out there in the Solent had proven that his system was reliable. They could communicate with ships over the horizon. And that's a key factor in the safety of all seagoing vessels, because now they're not going to sail out of sight and be forgotten forever. Now they can communicate by Morse code. It's a simple one. It's a dash and it's a dot. And if you send it very quickly, someone at the other end can hear it, and that is nothing short of magic.
Marconi's genius paved the way for not just radio, but television, mobile phones, and even Wi-Fi.